Namaste, my dears. Well, let's continue with some wisdom sharing. And this video I decided to dedicate to a very special topic. And this topic is connected with dancing. So tell me, do you like to dance? As dancing, it's one of the most, let's say, by the Veda books, they share that all of this, it's a flow of an ecstatic dance between our God and his wife, goddess. That everything was made through love, through sex, and through dancing, through the unity, through which this dance and unity of duality is playing out until today in ourselves, in the animals, in the insects, everywhere. And that all of this is actually a flow of one universal dance of God. So today I wanted to share with you a topic about dancing. Why I feel it's cool? Well, first of all, I want to ask you that if you like music, I'm already actually making music for the last 1 year, and I'm almost ready to create and to publish my first Russian album. Like songs are generally with Russian lyrics, but at the same time, I have some very, very special music which I created for ecstatic dances. So today I want to touch the topic of dancing and to ask you, how often do you dance? Do you know what is, for example, ecstatic dance? When was the last time when you allowed yourself to be connected with your body and the natural flow that goes through it? And here, I want to share with you my own personal story of transformation and how I got totally changed, 180 degrees turn on the topic of dancing. So I think my change happened in the year 2017. Yeah, 17 or 16. That was my third, I think, journey to India. And I came to Goa during season time when there are a lot of people. So one of the events which I got invited and everybody highly recommended, it was called Ecstatic Dance. So it was happening at the ocean, not far away from the ocean. There was a big banyan tree. You can Google how looks banyan tree. It's like a tree where many spirits live. It can be very huge, and eventually it's a very big and beautiful tree under which people were dancing on a dance floor, and the dance floor was made upon the sand. And when I came there, I was just shocked. Why? Because everybody told me that this is a place where people come together to dance. They dance, nobody speaks, nobody makes pictures, you just come and dance. So when I came to the first event, I saw how people were dancing. There was like 200 of them. They were dancing so strong, so free, so energetically beautiful, that I thought I never even saw something similar to it. I went to many parties, like you don't imagine. I went to so many events in my life in different parts of the world. But such a free, open, dancing flow and spirit on a dance floor, I have never experienced before. And when I got blocked. So when I got blocked, I understood, okay, I think I came to the right spiritual practice for myself. Because every time when I feel that my mind is blocking, it means I found something where lies something important for me. So I understood, okay, I'll go for the practice. So I know that for 20 minutes, I should not judge and not allow my mind to tell me anything or to make any conclusions, because it will take only 20 minutes for my mind to fully focus on the flow of dancing. So I started to dance, and in 5 minutes I was feeling more comfortable. In 10 minutes I started to feel even more. And then in about 15 minutes I was already enjoying it. And on the 20th minute, I understood that the music is changing, the sound is changing. but my movements aren't. I dance, but actually I move the same way. Maybe I'm just shaking them in a different way, but my movements are the same. And then, boom, I understood. Okay, I have right now an issue. I'm dancing, but I'm not actually dancing. I'm dancing in the same pattern. This is not right. I want to dance freely. And I understood I have to create then new neural pathways for myself. So what I did, I created for myself a game in which, first of all, I would only dance with my arms. So my goal was to create such movements which I never did before with my arms. And the principle was not to make it look beautiful or something, but the principle is that I would create new neural pathways by playing around with my arms. So when the music comes, I would just play and just go like everything what I can do. I would just play it out with my hands. After one song, I let go of my hands and I go to my elbows. And I start to already dance with my elbows and hands without using my fists. Then afterwards, after one song, and I trade my elbows to go in all the direction which I can, I went to my shoulders. And then I started to play around with the shoulders. What can I do? How I can dance? Can I go like this? Can I go like that? As a result, I started to go warming out shoulders, then hips, then knees, then feet. So I danced with every part of my body, and the final was the head. So I danced with all of my body separately. And then once I did this practice, I think it took me like, 7, 8 songs, so half an hour to do it. But I fully dedicated to every song a part of the body. And then I just went like, boom. What does it mean? I stopped thinking and allowed all of my body now to be synchronized with the music. And as a result, all of the body knew how to move under different type of songs and vibrations. And then I wasn't already thinking. It was the first time I was just like allowing my body to flow and just make it flow how it flows without limitations. So as a result, that was for me a game changer point of life, because I exactly that ecstatic. That was the first time in my life when I truly have danced for myself, danced without any critics, danced without thinking what other people think of me. I just focus on myself, on my feeling of dance, playing with my own body and connecting through my own consciousness with God. As ecstatic dance, it's a very strong practice connected with the essence of God. You make a request in the beginning of your dance, you dance and transform your energy into the aspect that you want to create, discover, or transform. And it creates a very deep spiritual practice. So by the end of this ecstatic, I fell in love. I fell in love in dancing, which I couldn't even imagine a couple of hours ago, because I was feeling myself like many men do, very such stubborn or shocked when there's too much physical openness around happening, with people just jumping around or flying around in their dances. And so this is exactly a small invitation and a question to you, my dear friends. Tell me, do you like music? Do you like to work with your body? Do you dance? Have you ever visited ecstatic dance? And if you do, well, as you understand, I can start and to share some music. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll even add a song at the end of this video, or maybe I'll just prepare a separate post with one of my music songs, which I specially created for dancing. So, so I would like to ask all of you, my dear friends, how deep and how much does it resonate with you in opening and going deeper to the topic of music, dancing, vibration, and understanding what an impact it creates upon ourselves, our health, our consciousness, and also interconnection with the rest of the people. And maybe I'll share with you one final interesting story. And this is the wisdom of the past. Uh, in ancient times, that was at least in Russia. I know that was in Europe. I know that was in Africa. That there were always organized collective village dances, or dances for the village, for the city. And very often it was organized by the elders, and very often by shamans if they were there. And it would be a very special event where everybody would come together, and the national dances, for example, in Russia, in Estonia, they're very closely connected with dancing with other people. The movements can be simple, but there is always connection with other people. You can hold the hands, you would like dance in front of each other, you would dance around each other, you would move around, you would play around. And as a result, why was done? What was so important? We see in modern times that not so many people have good communicational skills. Now remember yourself when you're young. You're 15, 16 years old. You don't know how to express yourself. There are so many things inside, and how to explain it to a person who you might like, because when you start to like someone or you start to love, whew, it becomes a challenge. So dances were that, and collective dances was that natural answer towards this communicational wall. As when people were dancing, usually the elders took all of the kids, the teenagers, all of them would form a circle, and then they would dance. So every child, every teenager would dance with another child, another person. And then they would dance in circles, they would dance here, there, 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 there. And eventually, once this collective dances finishes, usually what it means that everybody would dance with everybody. Every young person and would touch the hands of the lady, and the girls would touch the hands of other boys. They would look each other into the eyes. And this is exactly gives just 1,000 times more connection and deepness and understanding of the person, rather to blabber around. If you can dance with a person in silence for hours, this shows that this is definitely a very special spiritual person for you. And you will find many things that will align together with this person. So this is the reason why dancing is such a super special tool. It can help you to heal yourself, develop your consciousness, redirect energy. It can help you to find your soul partner. And it can be one of the greatest physical practices that you will do, that you will enjoy, and you will not even notice what you're doing. For example, currently when I go to ecstatic dances, I already dance with weights. What does it mean? I put 1 kilo here, 1 kilo here, 1.5 kilos on my feet, and then I dance. And yes, I do it as a spiritual physical practice with my requests and etc. But eventually it's so awesome. And I feel always so happy, energized, and self-satisfied after this. So please, do let me know in the comments, would you like for this topic to be opened deeper? Would you like to hear to some songs? And tell me, have you ever noticed that with the people with who you can dance together in synchronicity, without words, that these are the people with who actually you resonate with your soul and you vibrate in the same frequency of reality? So, I wish you all a beautiful life and a blissful day, and looking forward for your stories and so the dances which we hold in our souls. But eventually we would open them up, and there would come a day when we would all dance together in some epic, great, big event. Yeah. What do you say? So, namaste, and see you soon.